What is up, guys? Tabby here, and welcome to the Department of Mysteries. That is right, guys. As you can already tell, this is the video where I reveal the guidebook for the Unspeakathon. And a very big welcome to any of you guys who followed me here from TikTok. I did make a little teaser on TikTok, and to me it went viral. I had, I think, 3,000 views almost. So yeah, I'm kind of TikTok famous now, guys. So but guys, let's go ahead and jump right into the guidebook. We have a lot to go through. I'm trying not to make this video super long. But before I jump in, I do want to give another huge shout out to Laura. I try to say it like Leanda does, but I never do. Again, guys, she is the one who designed this entire guidebook, and it's phenomenal. I'm so excited to show you the full guidebook in this video, and I'm going to be going through every room, every prompt, the results, the rules. We're going to break down the entire Unspeakathon here in this video. So let's get on into it. I'm just going to scooch my booch and pictures here. So this is the first picture of the guidebook. The Unspeakathon is magically brought to you by me, aka Gryffindor Bookworm, Leanda Brooks, and then again designed by Laura. Maybe. The next page in the guidebook is this one right here. It says, "Think before you speak. Read before you think. The Ministry of Magic welcomes you," and it has a little Ministry of Magic stamp there. And guys, look at the cute little Ministry of Magic memos that she added to this. I mean, how cute is that? Again, when I say she did a phenomenal job, phenomenal. Okay, moving on, table of content. I'm not going to read the table of content because we're literally about to go through all the content. But this is the table of content and the next page. And the next page is the word of welcome. I actually wrote this. I'm kind of proud. But this is what it is, guys. Do you have what it takes to become an unspeakable? Does the very mystery of life and magic intrigue you? Can you keep a secret? The Department of Mysteries is looking for qualified witches and wizards to join them in highly secretive research that focuses on unraveling the mysteries of life, death, and magic. If you believe you have what it takes, then join us on the 1st of March 2023 at the Department of Mysteries, where you will go through the Unspeakathon. The Unspeakathon is a series of trials that you must pass in order to become an unspeakable. But I warn you, do not enter into this lightly. You will be facing some of the most dangerous, mystifying aspects of magic, life, and death itself. This process is so difficult that the Unspeakathon will last the entire month of March. And by the end, only those who are truly worthy will become an unspeakable. By signing below, you acknowledge that the Ministry of Magic, Department of Mysteries, and or its representatives are not responsible or liable for any injury, mentally or physical, that you may obtain during this trial process. By signing below, you also agree to the use of the memory charm being performed on oneself to remove any and all memories you have regarding the Department of Mysteries if you fail to pass the Unspeakathon. And guys, you have to sign this, okay? It's a waiver. We're not responsible, okay? So yes, this is something you can print out and personalize. I definitely do recommend printing out the guidebook just so you have it through the entire process. But as you'll see in a couple pages, there is something interactive that you have to do the Unspeakathon. Okay, we'll get there. So definitely plan on printing the guidebook out. And the next page is the rules, okay? Let's go through them real fast, guys. You need to read a minimum of 6 books to apply for the job of an unspeakable. For this readathon, plan on reading at least minimum of 6 books, okay? You can read more, but you have to read 6, okay? You can set your own pace as you go through the Department of Mysteries. Every participant in the Unspeakathon will have a unique journey. Start at the room of doors, cut out the 6 numbers, and place the papers in a cup or jar. The number you pull first will be the room you enter. We'll get to that. In order for you to advance, you should read at least one book per room. Okay, that's why you have to read 6. There's 6 rooms, 6 books. After completing a room, go back to the room of doors and pull your next number, and so on and so forth. Okay, few more rules. You can choose from the 4 prompts, each with a set amount of skill points. In order for you to have a chance at becoming an unspeakable and reach the secret room, you must acquire at least 240 skill points. It does not matter how you acquire the 240 skill points. You can either choose the hardest prompt of each room or go for multiple easier prompts. Keep in mind though that you need to read at least one book for each room to advance. Once you reach the secret room, you must complete all 4 prompts. Okay, you have to do all 4. And then the last rule, and this is probably the most important, don't forget to use the hashtag Unspeakathon when you're posting this on any social media, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, whatever, all of it. Make sure you use the Unspeakathon so we can do this together. I want to see your journey, and hopefully you guys want to see if I actually survive this readathon, unlike the last one. So... Okay, so this is the interactive portion of the guidebook. This is something that you will have to print out and cut. And this is why everybody's journey through the Unspeakathon will be unique, because not everybody is going to pull the same door at the same time. So, just like in the books, you find yourself in a circular room with 6 doors. The instructions are very clear. In order for you to pass this trial, you need to visit all 6 rooms and survive what lies within. Cut out the 6 pieces of papers and fold them so the number is no longer visible. Put them in a goblet. Muggles may use a cup or jar. Mix it up and pick one. The number that is on the paper is the door you'll enter. Repeat this until there are no more pieces of paper left. Oh, and don't forget to mark the door with a red X once you complete it. Just like Hermione did in the books. I thought that was so cute. So guys, the fun part, the rooms and the prompts. If you've watched my previous video announcing the Unspeakathon, you already had a sneak peek of the rooms, but I'm gonna go through every single prompt. I've already gotten a few questions from you guys on Instagram, so I'm gonna explain some of the prompts that are kind of confusing. And again, guys, if you have any questions, ask me here, Instagram, wherever. I totally don't mind answering questions. So the first room is the love room. Look how beautiful this is. Like, I just love the love room. We almost made this the locked room because, you know, it was locked. We didn't actually go in the love room. But guys, this is a trial to actually work in the Department of Mysteries. We have to go in every single room. So it isn't locked for us. So the love room, there is a room in the Department of Mysteries that is kept locked at all times, but not to us. So guys, here are the reading prompts. Again, you can choose just to read one of these prompts. You do not have to read all 4. Just keep in mind, each prompt has skill points and you want to get to the secret room, okay? So somehow you can add it up however you want to do it when you're making your TBR. Just make sure you have over 240 points, okay? So you can do the 10 point and 20, or you could just do the 40, or you could do all 4. You do you. That's the really fun thing I love about this readathon is you can literally make it as easy or as hard as you want. The first prompt worth 10 points is a book with the love triangle trope. We all love a love triangle. I mean, I know I do. It's one of my favorite tropes, so we had to add that. The second prompt is a book with a spicy romance, and that's worth 20 points. Again, your level of spice can vary. I might have a little higher threshold of spice when it comes to spicy books, so my books might be too spicy, but again, you do you. If you think it's spicy, we count it. Okay? And the third prompt is a book that your loved one chose, worth 30 points. This is one of the prompts that somebody had a question on. They're like, what do you mean by loved one? It could literally mean anyone, okay? It could mean your cat, your dog. You can put 3 books down, whichever one your cat or dog goes to first, that's the one you read. I'm probably going to do my kids or my husband. I mean, it could be your mom, your sister, anybody, okay? Even if it's just somebody online, just give them options of books and let them pick. Literally could be anybody as long as you love them, like them, tolerate them, you know. Okay, and the last prompt in the love room is a book that is most loved. This is worth 40 points, and that means you have to choose a book off the Goodreads Choice Award. I don't think it really matters what year. I'm choosing to do last year from 2022. I already have my book picked. But as long as it's on the Goodreads Choice Award, that book will count for 40 points, guys. I kind of feel like this is an easy 40 points. You know, we're easing you into the Unspeakathon, guys, okay? So that was room number 1. And moving on to room number 2, we have the brain room. I love this picture. Hey, Harry, there are brains in here. Moving on to the prompts, the first one is a book from a memorable author worth 10 points. Now this prompt to me means my most favorite author, the one that I will always 1000% recommend. It's an author you could never forget because they're your favorite. And I love this prompt because it's a way for us to meet other great authors from other people. So that's how I'm taking it. My most memorable author is my favorite. Again, I feel like that's an easy 10 points. And the next prompt is a book that increases one's brain power, worth 20 points. Now, this is a book that's kind of a self-help book, an improvement book, an educational book, you know, a book that is not sci-fi, fantasy, you know, magic, a book that will help you grow. I picked a book that is supposed to help you become organized and cleaning your house, because that is something I struggle with so much, is keeping a clean house, and how I get overwhelmed so easily and so much. So that's the book I've already chose to help increase my brain power. So something along those lines, okay? And that'll be worth 20 points. The next prompt is a book with memory loss worth 30 points. I feel like that one's pretty obvious. And the last prompt for room number 2 is 4 + 2 × x, 350p, figure it out, worth 40 points. Now this is the one that I have gotten several questions on. Again, guys, as it says in the prompt, figure it out. You can do this however you want. Some people have sent me is this what you mean? And I'm like, if that's how you take it, that is what I mean. The only thing where it says 350p, the book that you somehow get to will have to be 350 pages, okay? I am taking it as the 4th row on my bookshelf, the second book over. Somebody told me they added 4 + 6 times and then times it, which was 12. And so they picked the 12th book on their bookshelf. Literally, however you guys want to do this, you can do it. Just make sure that book is over 350 pages, okay? That's really the only requirement. Figure it out, guys. Simple as that. So guys, that was room 2. Moving on to the space room. In the words of Luna Lovegood, a very odd place. And the first prompt for the space room is a sci-fi book worth 10 points. The second prompt is a book with planets on the cover, and that'll be worth 20. The third prompt is a book with a character that travels between worlds, worth 30 points. And the fourth prompt, which is my favorite and the hardest, of course, is read a book faster than the speed of light. That'll be worth 40 points. That means you have to read a book that is at least 250 pages within 10 hours. You only have 10 hours to read this book, guys. And again, it has to be 250 pages. I'm very excited about this prompt. I'm probably going to have to do it in the dead of night when my children are sleeping, when I should be sleeping. But that's probably when I'm going to do it. Because to have so many hours alone, uninterrupted, that's going to be hard. And that's why it's worth 40 points, okay? Okay, moving on to my favorite room in the Unspeakathon. Just look at the design. Look at the design. This is the time room. Relentlessly ticking filled the place like thousands of minuscule marching footsteps. And moving on to the prompts, the first one is a book from your past, aka a childhood favorite, and that'll be worth 10 points. As soon as we came up with this prompt, I already had my book picked in my mind. There isn't a page requirement or minimum number of pages, really is just your childhood favorite, something that just brings back the nostalgia, the memories, okay? And moving on to prompt number 2, a book that was lost in time. Check your TBR. That'll be worth 20 points. So really just any book that has been on your TBR for a hot minute. My TBR is like the size of a mountain, so I have lots of books to choose from. And moving on to prompt number 3, a book that has a dual timeline worth 30 points. So a book that has flashbacks to the past or, future, present kind of thing, as long as there's 2 timelines in the book. And the last prompt for the time room is 3 turns should do it. Buddy read for 3 hours with someone from a different time zone, and that'll be worth 40 points. So me and Leanda, we live in different countries. We have different time zones, which has always made it interesting to set up times for our Zoom meetings because of the different time zones. So we thought this would be a really fun way to not only do this with other people, with our friends, but also meet other people. Again, if you don't know anybody in a different time zone, reach out to me or Leanda. I'm sure one of us are in a different time zone from you. Now, I've also got a couple questions on this prompt as well. Somebody asked, does it have to be a consecutive 3 hours? I mean, honestly, I don't think so. It would be preferable if we could buddy read 3 hours in a row together, but life is sometimes hard. And again, different time zones, for me, sometimes 1 p.m. is 8 p.m. there, and she'll be having dinner and then getting ready for bed. So it may have to be an hour this day, an hour that day kind of thing, okay? We're not going to be it wasn't 3 hours in a row and say it didn't count. Guys, this really is just for fun and a way for us to meet other bookworms and share our love of reading. So however you need to make this prompt happen or work, as the dude from the fashion show, make it work. What is that show? One where they have all the contestants. Fashion something. You can tell I'm a big fashionista. Make it work. Works for me, okay, guys? And moving on to room number 5, we have the death room. How perfectly creepy is the death room? Whew. Okay, now moving on to the prompts. We have the first one, which is a book from an author beyond the veil, worth 10 points. So a book from an author who has passed away. Doesn't have to be recent, could be 5,000 years ago, you know what I'm saying? Just a book from an author that passed away. The second prompt is a book that is seriously haunting, and that'll be worth 20 points. So kind of a book from the horror genre, just something that is seriously dark, haunting. And the third prompt is a book with a deadly title, worth 30 points. So that is a book with death in the title, like Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows. So any book with death in the title. And the last prompt, worth 40 points, is a book that was banished to the other side, aka a banned book of 2022. I did not realize how many books get banned every single year. I honestly was shooketh. I already have my book picked out that was banned. So you can go to any banned book list, any country, it doesn't matter, as long as it is banned somewhere by someone. But that was all of the prompts for room number 5. On to the last room, maybe, and it's the prophecy room. The one with the power to vanquish the Dark Lord will be born as the 7th month dies. But the first prompt in room number 6, aka the prophecy room, is a book with white and silver on the cover, worth 10 points. We wanted to symbolize the prophecy and how it was described in the books, how it had that silver white mist floating in the orbs. And the second prompt is read a 5-star prediction, worth 20 points. This was one that I had a question on, and pretty much this just means a book that you or somebody else predicts will be a 5-star book. So it could be a book that somebody recommended that they think is a 5-star book, or a book that you, like, it's from your favorite author, you predict that it's going to be a 5-star book for you. Like, you've read the description and you're like, oh, this sounds amazing. This is going to be a 5-star. That's what we mean by a 5-star prediction. And the third prompt is a book with a prophecy in it. That'll be worth 30 points. And the last prompt for the prophecy room is broaden your minds. A book from your least favorite genre. And that will be worth 40 points. For me, that's kind of like any book that's horror or historical, has a lot of war or politics. Like, those are my least favorite books. I'll probably choose one from the horror genre because that is my least favorite genre. Whew. So I will probably end up reading 2 horror books in this Unspeakathon. One for the previous prompt, which was Seriously Haunting, and for this one. So guys, that is the 6 rooms that we will face in the Unspeakathon. So depending on how well we did in each of the rooms and the number of skill points we got will determine the results of the Unspeakathon. As you can see, if you only got 60 points in the Unspeakathon, you open a random door and find yourself standing in front of an archway. A tattered black curtain flutters very slightly and you think you can hear a voice. You take a step forward and wonder, could there be people in there? And I'm pretty sure you just fell through the archway in the death room. Sorry. So that's for anybody who got less than 60 points. For those who were able to get 60 to 110 skill points, the Department of Mysteries considers you for the job of janitor. Someone has to clean all of those toilets and polish those prophecy orbs. And that is you, my friend. I'm sorry, you are now the janitor for the Department of Mysteries. If you were able to acquire 120 to 170 skill points, just as you were leaving, you hear a loud clearing of the throat. A simpering, high-pitched voice asks you, didn't you read the small letters? You suddenly realize that every research department needs test subjects. If you were able to get 180 to 230 skill points, you were so close. The Department of Mysteries recognizes your knack for solving mysteries, inquisitive nature, and the hard work you put in. They've decided to offer you a job at the Department of Magical Law Enforcement further down the corridor. So you were so close, and you did get a job at the Ministry of Magic. But if you were successful in getting at least 240 skill points, you find yourself back in the room where it all started and noticed a 7th door with an emerald green shimmer. A deep voice seemingly comes from nowhere says, do you have what it takes to become an unspeakable? And just like that, guys, you were in the unspeakable room. And to become an unspeakable, you have to complete these last 4 prompts. But like we said earlier when we were reading the rules, you have to do all 4 of the prompts. This isn't where you choose just 1, 2, 3, all 4. The first one is, can you keep a secret? Undercover reading. No physical copy allowed. That means you have to read a book undercover, meaning an audiobook or an ebook. No physical copy allowed. The second one is, can you solve the mystery? And that is a book with the locked room trope. If you are not sure what that trope is, just Google it. You will be pleasantly surprised on how many books fall into that trope. And the third prompt is, can you prove your loyalty? Go to your local bookstore or library and find a new book. So this is a prompt where you actually have to physically go somewhere. So you have to put some time into this. Again, you have to show your loyalty to the Unspeakathon to become an unspeakable. So you do have to leave your house and go out into the world. I know, we hate that. But once you get there, it could be any book you want. Your favorite book, your favorite genre, any book. And the last prompt is, can you put in the research? Prove it and repeat a prompt worth 40 points. So you will have to go back to any of the previous prompts worth 40 points in any of the rooms and do it again. I'm sorry guys, it takes a lot to become an unspeakable, okay? So you have to do a prompt worth 40 points again. But if you do, and you do all 4 of these prompts, you have made it to the end. And as you will see in the guidebook, there are 2 end pages. If you make it to the unspeakable room and you complete all 4 books, go to the second end, which says you've read 4 books. The Department of Mystery thanks you for your cooperation and commends you on your bravery and perseverance. It is of the utmost importance that you keep the research that you've witnessed today confidential. Do not speak of this to anyone. You can now proceed to the room on your right to collect your research. Congratulations on becoming an unspeakable. However, if you did not make it to the unspeakable room or you did not complete all 4 of the prompts, go back to the previous end page. We have the same first paragraph. However, at the end, you notice a white flash. Look around and don't remember why you're here. There's a rather large man wearing a cloak pointing towards an elevator. It's time for you to go home. Sadly, you did not become an unspeakable. And the last pages on the guidebook is just the creator's note. Thank you guys for joining us in this year's Readathon. We hope to continue this next year. And then it has all of our links to our social media and Laura's as well. And the last page in the guidebook, in the end, it mattered not that you could not close your mind. It was your heart that saved you. That is it, guys. That is all of the pages in the guidebook for this Harry Potter inspired magical readathon, the Unspeakathon. I hope you guys are as excited as I am. Again, this will start the very first day of March. So go ahead and start planning your TBR. Pick which prompts you want to do and get ready, guys, because this is going to be so much fun. I hope you're excited. Again, don't forget to use the hashtag Unspeakathon anytime you post. The next video that I will be putting out on the Unspeakathon will be my TBR, and I know Leanda is doing the same on her channel, so definitely make sure you guys go check it out. But guys, that was it. If you have any questions on any of these prompts, the rules, the results, anything, leave them in the comments down below. And I really hope you guys join us in the Unspeakathon. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. And if you're new here, hey, welcome. Feel free to hit that subscribe button if you want to join my small community of Harry Potter lovers and bookworms. And I will see y'all next time. Bye, guys. The very mystery that focuses on weeds. I feel like that's very self-exclamatory. Exclamatory. Is that a word? Exclamatory. The more I say it, the more it doesn't sound like a word. Exclamatory. Oh. And a couple prompts. I love it. Below. I hope I didn't leave anything out.